Welcome to Sports Talk with Steve Jones, the daily talk show with the voice of Penn State football and men's basketball. You never know what special guest may stop on by any given day. Now here's the man of the hour, Mr. Steve Jones.
Well, great to have Kyle back. Tanned, relaxed.
Not tanned, but not burnt.
Yes.
It's a win in my books.
Yes, that is a win.
I do not look like the Cincinnati Reds uniforms.
Oh.
Bright red.
Yeah. So we'll start with the NCAA basketball tournament, then we'll get to some other things. They're going to. It's no surprise they're going to keep it at 68 for the upcoming season. I know I've been hearing, oh, that's it. They've done it. They held them off. Held off what? The issue is the logistics. It is not the expansion part. It's all logistics. I need to have my TV partners on board. I need to have a format in place. I need to have a second location in place. I need to have a way to. I need to have the TV people set up in such a way where they can do the games and we can have some singular moments. That's what it's coming down to. It's a logistics issue.
It takes a few years to get what you need in place because, like, let's say they wanted to add this in. You have to add in, what, like another site or two? Is that fair to say? Like
you have to add one. We have to add a site.
A site. Okay, cool.
And I think the site needs to be out of the east.
Yes.
Instead of the eastern time zone, it needs to either be in the central mountain or western time zone.
So let's say you want to add in a site in, I don't know, St. Louis, let's say. I just picking a city. Let's say you want to add it in St. Louis. Okay, well, those arenas book out shows a year in advance.
Right.
So they already have things booked for certain weekends, and what if those weekends are in March and April? You can't use those arenas. We'll need to look at different cities. So figure this out way in advance. So that's what they're saying. And Dan Gavitt, the NCAA senior VP of basketball,
who is about as good a guy and as respected as anybody out there. Everybody can take knocks at people that are in charge. He's not one of those guys.
He said that it's not being expanded 26, but he said, however, the committees will continue conversations on whether to recommend expanding to 72 or 76 teams in advance of the 2027 championships.
Right.
So, hypothetically, they figure it out over the next few months. So the next season, they're basically ahead of schedule. Everything's in place for them to say, good, go, do the thing.
Or no.
Booked.
Or they could say no.
Yeah.
Right.
But this way they can explore ahead of time and not have to be behind the eight ball.
You knew this decision was coming because when they met in July, they were like, well, we're not. You could tell not all. You have to have all the ducks in a row to do this. So why do they want to do it? All right.
Why, Steve?
So, I mean, and the issue is people need money. I talked to somebody that is Division I basketball and is going to stay Division III football. And I talked to them on Saturday. A friend of mine from years and years who now is at a school that is now D1 basketball, D1 ice hockey, and other sports. I said, you guys contemplating football? He says, Steve, you can't do that. He says, we're going to stay 3 in football. He says, you can't do it. He told me that 82% of the schools in the country opted in on the House settlement.
Okay.
Which means opting in on the money,
payments.
The money part of it. 18% did not. Now, I can tell you right now, Bucknell did not. Right? Because, I mean, my source is pretty good, the head coach.
Sources can.
Okay. There are times I have pretty decent sources.
It's source Jeeves Stones.
So, no, but I talked to John, and John, he says, no. He says, and I'm going to guess that everybody in the Patriot opted not to do it.
The Lafayette Lehighs of the world.
Right. And there are going to be others that have to do this. There are others that, like the American, put a floor in. Not, you don't go to the 20.5 million, but I think that all of them have to get to 10.
Get to that 50% mark. Anything above that's up to you.
Right.
Get to this number.
Whatever your level happens to be. So his concern was not about the expansion of the NCAA tournament. I'll get to that in 1 second because this will tie together. His concern is the one I've talked about repeatedly. Do schools, after a year or two of this, start transitioning certain sports to club sports. That was his major concern when I talked to him on Saturday. His athletic department that he's in is going really well right now. He's not, he used to work here. It's like I said, but that was his concern. And I said, well, that's my concern because Ohio State already did that with men's gymnastics, and he didn't know that. He's like, oh, I said, yeah. And that was his concern. So now back to you need money because the House settlement on back pay is 60% of the money spread out over 10 years will come from NCAA reserves. But the other 40% comes from NCAA distribution to member institutions. Okay. For a Penn State, a Michigan, for Alabama, Georgia, you don't like to see any reduction in anything, but it's a dent.
You can take it. You can take the hit.
But if you're in Conference USA, boy, where you've got one bid, you're sitting there in the Big South, you've got one bid. Patriot, you got one bid. It's tough to absorb any.
Yeah. Any
reduction.
hit is major because you need it.
And the contract doesn't run out till 2032. So the NCAA has no way through football of making up the revenue gap because the NCAA has no control over football. Your revenue gap is going to be made up through the college football playoff distribution, which is expected to triple. That's good news. That's good news. You're going to go from $7 or $8 million up to maybe $20 to $24 million per year. Penn State's already doubled its radio contract, right? And it's not $1.95. Okay, so that's already been doubled. So you did not see that in the last reporting period. The next reporting period, you'll start to see that contract in there. The college football playoff, the next reporting period, it won't be in there. The next one, it will be. Okay. So how do you make up for this? Well, they're doing it. The only way they can make up for it is with men's basketball. Please don't start playing what about all the... No, all the other sports drain money. They all drain money. They do a great job of running championships, but they're not.
And we've gone through these sports before.
Yeah, there's no need to go through it. I get sick. I'm kind of sick of playing that game just to appease people, right? Just like wake up and guess what? There's a reality. Okay, it's like one person can't keep saying it over and over again, right? But the men's basketball tournament is the only way to do it, and they can't. This contract runs out in 2032. So they're getting $1 billion a year in that neighborhood from it. You want it. The NCAA basketball tournament expansion could bring in, you want to at least break even with it, and maybe snare a little bit more. And by starting this in 27, you then set up your next negotiating period with a 76, because they're not going to go to 72. I'd be shocked they went to 72. Just go to,
They'd be sitting at 76.
Yes. And so now they think it'll give more value. Also, by going in 26, 27 instead of now, is that you're also adding in, voila, the 30-second game. So now you're doing it all at once, where maybe you're getting a little bit more from the NCAA tournament to take away that dent, and a 30-second game, which also takes away from the dent.
So all of a sudden, instead of slow rolling it, you're getting all of it at once. You're getting two things at once, not one at a time.
With the idea you can get a potentially bigger and better contract with the NCAA basketball tournament in 2032. That's what you're hoping for. Okay? The USGA is now negotiating for the U.S. Open. They are going to, in all likelihood, get less money. Less money. They're not going to get more. This is something you and I have pointed out many times in every sport. At some point, is there a limit
to how high these numbers go?
To how high the number actually can go. And I mean, you're looking at the box that Major League Baseball is in now with ESPN on Sunday Night Baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, when ESPN dropped out of doing Wednesday nights, I think they also did Monday at one point too. They dropped out of Wednesday night. How did they make up for it? With the ever extremely unpopular Apple TV contract on Friday night. And it is very unpopular. And, well, why did they do that? Well, they did it for the exact same number that they lost from ESPN, like to the dollar. So that's with the NCAA tournament. They will sit down and we'll go through this same exercise next year. Maybe instead of not in early August, but maybe by mid-July have a decision. So do they have the ducks in a row? Okay. I need to have arenas, an arena. I need to have an arena. I need to have TV cooperation with this, which means like
who's going to broadcast it?
Right? Give me more money. Are you allowed to, in talking with your partners at Turner and at CBS, to take that second first four, and if they don't want it, put it on Amazon Prime?
Or if Amazon Prime doesn't want it, then are you allowed to offer it up to somebody else? Because, but could you is the question.
Well, I'm saying if you go streaming,
Amazon Prime's the way.
Amazon Prime would be, because I think they'd go for it, and they'd also pay for it, right? But you'd have to talk to them about right of first refusal because there is not an escalator in the contract. The contract, and then when they did the extension, and the extension got them to 2032, did not include an escalator. Just like with the Big Ten. If the Big Ten expands, hey, let's bring in Florida State like all the yahoos want you to do out there. Hey, great, got to get into Florida. I'm like, oh, no, for God's sakes. All right. Guess what? They don't get money.
Nope.
Okay? There's only one escalator in the Big Ten contract, and it's Notre Dame. If Notre Dame comes in, there's an escalator.
That's it.
You notice with Washington and Oregon,
it took away.
No, did not.
It didn't.
No. What they did was they went to Fox. They said, look, at half shares, which would equal a full share, can you front us to put them in? Fox said yes.
Okay.
So that's how they got it. All right. Now, what's going to be interesting about the Big Ten moving forward, the Big Ten has always been, so now we're going to move away from the NCAA basketball tournament. I think we're kind of there on that. Okay. So 11 months from now, we're going to get a read as to whether they're going to do this or not. And again, can they get all the ducks in a row? The TV part of it squared away, an arena squared away.
TV part squared away.
That's how I said the TV part squared away, the arena squared away, and the logistics of which seeds will be playing there.
How is it going to work?
Right. Okay. So those are all the logistics that you want to put with that. Now, here's something interesting with the Big Ten moving forward. The Big Ten has always been the even-Steven group. Okay?
What do you mean by that?
Everybody gets the same number. Okay? So, for example, it does not matter that Purdue did not go to a bowl game last year. They get the same cut as Penn State. Does not matter that Penn State did not go to the NCAA tournament last year. All right? They got the same number as Purdue. Okay? And that's the way they've been. They've always been
even. Everyone splits.
The equal cuts. Now moving forward, the question is going to be, after watching what the ACC did with Florida State and Clemson, basically appeasing them, because everybody wanted to watch a 2-10 Florida State team play last year.
Mind-boggling.
No. I have no idea if they're any good this year. But Clemson
Thomas Castellanos thinks they're going to be the greatest team that's ever lived, Steve. Would you put him in the same ballpark as Jason Lord?
Well, after a 1-3 start, he'll probably quit on them too.
Yeah. So even splits.
But everybody did even splits. Okay. Do you start weighting your financial numbers? Because let's face it, when it comes to carrying the load financially, and it's really the football teams. It's the Penn States, it's the Michigans, it's the Ohio States, Oregon now being in there. Do you look at the TV ratings of USC? I don't know. And do you start starting to weight
amounts?
Right. And that's something I'm going to be interested to see. I would like it to stay the same because John Wilner wrote a column, and John's the one that broke the USC-UCLA story. So John's very, very well connected. He works out of San Jose Mercury News, and he syndicates as well, Seattle and so forth, Salt Lake City. They were talking about Washington and Oregon waiting until the next TV deal to get even numbers with everybody else. And Wilner says, hold on, maybe not necessarily. Because, let's be honest, Rutgers gets the same as everybody else. Like you have to ask, what are you contributing? Because on revenue share, they already do revenue share. Pat Kraft has to write a check to the Big Ten every year on revenue share for football. Now, men's basketball is revenue share, but comparatively, it's pennies on the dollar. Okay? But Ohio State, $103,000 a game. Penn State, $107,000 a game, $108,000. Michigan, $109,000 to $111,000 a game. Nebraska, $90,000. Right, 85 for Wisconsin.
Oregon.
Well, Oregon's 50. Oregon's 54, but they're sold out.
They're full,
right? And like Maryland averages 30,000 a game. 30,000 a game, and when they were in the Big Ten East, they were guaranteed every year of at least having Michigan, Ohio State, and Penn State, one, if not two of the three, come to their stadium every year.
Which helps alleviate it because all of a sudden you get more crowd for those games.
But you can't. But you're still averaging 30. See, that's going to be the complaint of the bigger schools. That was always Don Canham, who was the longtime athletic director at Michigan. This is before Penn State got in. Was just always furious at Northwestern. He said, "Why do we have to throw in?" Because you know what it used to be. This is before they changed it to the scale. And I don't know if the scale's any different now. I'd have to ask Pat about this. But the scale is like $1 million at the top and like, I don't know, 600,000 or whatever at the bottom. So, of course, Penn State's at the $1 million. That's per game. Penn State, of course, would be at the $1 million. And I can give you a list there at the bottom of 600,000.
Yeah.
Okay? You know what it used to be? It used to be, and when this was the way it was when Penn State first got in, it used to be 50% of the gate. So there's Michigan sitting there. And this is what Don Canham was complaining about. He says, I have a 100,000-seat stadium. Right? It wasn't quite, now it's at 111. Right? But back in those days, it was like 104 or something like that.
So 52,000 fans worth of tickets.
Right. Went into the pot. You go to Northwestern, it didn't mean Michigan's going to sell out Northwestern, so there'd probably be 35,000 people there, so 17,500. And he says, and that's what they kick in? He said, and that's their best attendance of the year because we showed up? He was always furious about the Northwestern thing. Because, and that in the end, and this is the way it was when Penn State played. Penn State's first year in the Big Ten, they go out to Northwestern. You know how many people were there for the game? 15,000. It's cold November day, right
on the lake in Evanston.
Right. I was there. I was like, holy mackerel. Like, this is not great. Rutgers is now selling out games, but Rutgers wasn't selling out games before. Maryland's averaging 30. Now, the Minnesota situation's really improved, but they don't sell out every game, but it's really improved, though, with the stadium. But, so in the next one, do they continue to stay at
The
even splits with 18 schools getting even splits? Or do you start to adopt? I'm trying to think if the Big 12 was not even when Texas was there. When Texas was there, they got more money than anybody else, like by a wide margin. I think they got like 40%. Like 40. Everybody else split up 60. They got 40. The SEC's even. And with the SEC remaining even, I would expect still the Big Ten to remain even, but it's at least something to consider moving forward. Again, the tradition of the Big Ten, deeply rooted, has always been everybody gets an equal cut.
Yes.
And they have the kind of TV contracts that allow you to have an equal cut.
So we'll see. Question for you. Would you like to discuss lots of money or not a lot of money?
Lots of money would be the Yankees.
Not the Yankees, no.
Could they spend, I don't know, if I were the Yankees, the first thing I would do is I would hire a base running coach.
I'd hire someone to use a glove. More money, no, less money.
We'll still go with less money.
Less money. There has been a lot of talk about owners across sports teams and sports leagues, just in general, because we're seeing it with a lot of teams in different sports leagues being sold. Of course, there are the good owners, or the owners that are received positively by their fan bases, and those received negatively by their fan bases. For instance, example here in PA, Bob Nutting, not received great by Pittsburgh and Pirates fans.
Right.
Then you have owners that I think are received a little better. You have the Eagles, who I think
Jeffrey Lurie.
I think they like Jeffrey Lurie a little bit. He's been received pretty well.
Sure. Well, they win.
Yeah, they win, and also there is a positive feel about the team, even when they're bad. Right. There's a positive feel.
Wow.
The problem in it, so the U.S., if I'm not mistaken, Steve, is they screen every owner pretty intensely. Like, there is a lot of scrutiny to get into a league,
I suppose,
for the most part. In the soccer leagues across the pond, there is not, to the point where a club who was like a pretty big mainstay in the world of soccer, Morecambe FC, is set to, after 105 years, is set to shut down completely because an owner doesn't want to sell the team and would rather see them burn than sell.
Right.
Which is insane to me that you sit there as an owner. He had the ability. His name is Jason Winningham. He's the owner of Morecambe FC, who played in the National League. He had the ability to sell the team. And the offer came in. It was a great price. He accepted it and then said no. And now he's like, I'm not going to sell the team. As of yesterday, they no longer are a football team.
Right.
And this whole town is just losing their team and their identity and everything that their town stands for because some dude was like, I have an offer coming in. And everyone said, well, where's the offer from? He said, I can't say. And they said, well, that's not how that works. Like, the club is now in failure. So I just wanted to bring that up because, for the most part, so many of these stories we discuss are, like, sensationalized thing that's discussed in media, as we've kind of talked about on the show. Is a lot of the time it's like these headlines that aren't really headlines, where it's like, this guy hit Odin Cruz at 115-mile-an-hour line drive.
Right.
This matters more. Like, this whole community is losing their team because of some owner.
Right.
And it's not being talked about.
Well, you know what's interesting is that you look now at the number of teams in this country and the number of owners where they're owning multiple teams. So let's take the Rams. Stan Kroenke owns the Rams.
Yes, he does.
And, of course, and SoFi's his baby, SoFi Stadium. And that entire campus they built, including NFL.com and so forth, is all there. But he also owns the Colorado Avalanche.
Yes, he does.
He also owns the Denver Nuggets.
Yes, he does.
He also owns the Colorado Rapids of MLS. All right. Josh Harris. Josh Harris owns the Philadelphia 76ers. But he also owns the New Jersey Devils. Oh, and by the way, he also owns the Washington Commanders. Right? John Henry and the Fenway Sports Group. They own the Red Sox. Okay? They own Liverpool. They own the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now, Mario Lemieux is going to attempt to see if he can buy the Penguins back.
But the point is,
with some help,
people own a lot.
But in other words, you have multiple owners. You have actually the number of people that are owning teams is actually shrinking because you have groups just buying up teams.
Mark Walter's group owns the Dodgers.
Yes.
They just bought the Lakers. They also own, if I'm not mistaken, they also partially own Chelsea with Todd Bowles.
Right.
So, like...
Yeah, Malcolm Glazer is the Tampa Bay Bucks. He has Man U. You're shocked I even know some of these things.
Kroenke, by the way, also owns Arsenal.
Like, right.
People own a lot of teams.
Right. Now, you have to remember, Kroenke is also married to Ann Walton. It's a real debate in the House as to whose worth is more.
The Waltons, of course, own the
Walmart.
Broncos.
Yeah.
And Walmart.
Yeah.
That, and they also, as well as that, own the Broncos.
Right, yes. So now they own the Broncos. But that's Walmart, Waltons. It's not John Boy. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. And see, that's what's interesting is that the people who have the money, it's limited to begin with. And you need to have a ton to own these teams. And I have no idea, for example, what Bob Nutting is worth. Because the Steelers, the Rooneys, I think, own 30%. Now, they've got enough to be the lead. But there's so many owners of the Steelers, I think you'd be stunned how many they are. You're looking to see what the...
each of the 5 sons of Art Rooney Sr. held 16% of the team. The McGinley family owned the remaining 20%. A reconstruction in 2008 resulted in Dan Rooney and Art Rooney II controlling 30% of the team, with other minority partners holding the rest.
Right, 30%.
I didn't doubt you. I just want to look it up, check for myself.
I have doubts. I have doubters. You just need a guy, like one believer. That's all I need.
Okay, so I'm not Jason.
Oh.
Or Jerry.
Oh. Yeah. I think I saw Jerry on Mutual Omaha's Wild Kingdom.
Oof.
No, I think he was actually one of the animals.
Yeah.
But
ownership is shrinking. By the way, speaking of the Walters, that group, they gave a contract out after your last episode ended on August 2nd to Luka Doncic. He signed a 3-year, $165 million max contract extension with the franchise, the player option in 2028. Do you know why he has a player option in 2028, Steve Jones?
Is that when the CBA runs out?
No. So he is set to make $51 million this coming season, not this coming season, the one afterwards. 55.1 in 27-28, and then he has an opt-out. Because if he opts out, he will have 10 years of service time, which makes him eligible for the super duper max, which, as things are constructed at that time, will be 5 years and how much money? I want you to guess.
375.
417.
Okay.
5 years, $417 million. 80 plus million.
Wow.
Like 83 mil a year for Luka Doncic. That is a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, okay, let me ask you about this.
Go for it.
And I do not know this person, so she's a Penn State grad, and I know in the college communications, I'm like, oh, okay, great.
I can presume I know who you're talking about, Katie Feeney.
Yes. Okay. So I know nothing about her.
Yeah.
Okay. And she's been hired by ESPN. She has more than 14 million social media followers. They want her to create content across ESPN social and digital channels. She'll be leading a refreshed approach to SportsCenter on Snapchat, which reaches over 9 million subscribers. Are you on any of these?
Snapchat, I am. I don't watch it a lot for ESPN. I'm barely on it at this point.
Okay.
But, yeah.
She will deliver vertical short-form video content designed for an enhanced ESPN app experience launching in early fall.
Instagram, Twitter, X, TikTok, those platforms.
Her job is to complement ESPN's existing roster of creators who specialize in real-time social native storytelling.
Yes.
Okay. I've always been under the impression, I'm happy for her. I mean, I'm thrilled for her. I don't know her. Right? I know that the college communication is like, hey, like, oh, okay, great. You know, it's like the play-by-play guy at Arizona State's kind of a big deal. He's a Penn State grad. It's like, you know, why do I feel like the Instagrams, the Twitters, and so forth why do I feel like they peaked and stalled?
It feels like they've peaked and stalled because to some extent they have, because there's only so much attention to go around. And for, like myself, for instance, I'm sitting here and Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and TikTok, it used to be that all of them were different platforms, but to some extent they're all kind of the same thing. Where it used to be Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and whatever other platform you want to put in there instead of TikTok back in like 2016, all looked and felt different. They all were very different platforms, very different uses. They've all become a little bit homogenous. Because of that, it's somewhat taken away from the diversity. So now you kind of see everything across all these platforms. So now you know exactly what the audience number you have is, which is a major number, of course, because like she has 14 million followers of her own. ESPN across their platforms has God knows how many. Like so ESPN alone, just quickly on Twitter, 58.7 million followers. But if you go, let's say, to Instagram. Let's go to Instagram right now, pulling it on up. And then you're like, okay, well, what does ESPN have on Instagram? ESPN on Instagram has 28.2 million followers. How many of those followers are also on Twitter? Probably most of them. Let's say 27 million of them. So you're adding 1 million there.
Okay.
There's only so many people to go around now. That people viewed it as different audiences, but in reality, they're kind of the same. So there's only so much to go around. So now the platforms like ESPN, as we're seeing, of course, they started this with Pat McAfee. And now we're seeing it expand across the board where now they're bringing in the Rich Eisen's audience, which was a separate audience. They listen to Rich Eisen. They listen on different platforms. And now they're adding in Katie Feeney. They did the same thing with Omar Khan, who you may not know. He ran, I believe it was House of Highlights.
The Omar Khan I know is the general manager.
Omar Khan's general manager
of the Steelers.
Omar, he ran the social media concept for House of Highlights, a very big content creation channel on social media.
I mean, things are,
So they added him.
Generationally, I can't relate to it.
But it's the point of they are trying to add and expand with audiences they don't have. Because if you add in, let's say ESPN adds
it says
in,
here, like Katie Daly, senior vice president, said Katie Feeney has built an impressive and authentic connection with sports fans by blending access personality and Gen Z culture. Which is what they're looking for here in a way that feels fresh and engaging.
They are always looking to expand and grow. First was Omar from House of Highlights. He had a different perspective, a different social media style than what ESPN did, which was very news-oriented. And now people are expanding in this way to add in different things, different trends. So now you've got Omar, you have Pat McAfee, you have Katie Feeney.
She's
different
worked hard.
styles. She's worked incredibly hard.
She's worked very hard.
And
I mean, she was with the Commanders.
With the Commanders. She, of course, went to Penn State, did a crazy amount of things here in town.
See, that's where I think I ran into her, was maybe on the practice field or something. I don't know.
You probably did. But the point is, that she has a different audience, a different connection. Right. She has a different content style. It's just different content.
She covered the Super Bowl. She covered the Oscars.
Yeah.
And she has loyal followers across TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, and more.
The goal is she has different followers. She has different followers, different content, because you can't add more of the same content because it looks the same. Of course, if you're going to expand, you want new things.
Right.
And she does different things, different content pieces. So ESPN is adding her to do those content pieces within ESPN.
Right.
She has her hub she's going to be bringing in with her. And that's kind of the end result and goal here, which makes sense.
This has got to be part of what they're doing.
Oh, it's the company push. Right. They started with Pat McAfee, and now
but I'm saying, but this is what the new
group is looking for. Yeah,
app. What I don't even know what it is.
The ESPN, the ESPN app?
Yeah,
they're trying to do.
Offer its full suite of networks and services. Oh, it's direct to consumer.
Direct to consumer stuff. Yeah. Where Rich Eisen's going to be and all this stuff, but that's slightly different, but for the most part, Katie Feeney's just doing her content, the same style, just expanded upon with ESPN. She's contributing to Sunday NFL Countdown, Monday Night Countdown, College Game Day.
But this is part of the direct-to-consumer idea, and they want her. Look, we've talked about this many times. You're trying to somehow get the 18 to 34 crowd to get involved in whatever it is, whether it's watching sports on TV or going to sporting events, and that's where she steps in.
Yeah. She has a large audience and a different audience in a different format than ESPN has. And what are companies like ESPN trying to do? They're in an arms race constantly to find the best and bring in the best to grow their audience however they can.
She's been considered the best for a long time by people.
She has been. She crushed it with Penn State. I remember seeing her videos before I moved here in 2022 around Penn State. And then I got here, I was like, oh, right, she goes here. Like, I forgot about that part. Like, she is a student here. And grew this audience on her own within Happy Valley, and it's incredible content. And now she's doing this for ESPN. So congratulations to her.
I'm thrilled.
Incredible job.
I'm thrilled for her. I think it's great. I mean, I understand what
the goal is.
I understand what the goal is for ESPN. They're trying to get 18 to 34 now. She's smart. She does a really great job. I mean, I've seen very little of what she's done because
you're not the audience.
No offense. I mean, Katie, I'm not interested. Okay. Yeah. I mean,
the audience is Gen Z. It's Gen Z. Is it Gen Alpha? Is that the one below?
I have no idea which one's which. But okay, when you do what I do, and you're around it every single day, you're not going to add anything I don't know about.
No.
It's like, so I really don't. Yeah. That's why people say, how much do you read? I go, like, not too much.
Yeah.
I mean, I read a lot, but like national and things like that. But reading about Penn State, I have great respect for all the beat writers, but they're not going to really write anything I don't know about.
And like, I know for myself growing up, for me, consuming sports content was waking up every morning before school and sitting and watching SportsCenter. That's what I did every morning before going on the bus. I would sit, my brother would be there, he would go to his school, he would drive, I would sit and wait for my school bus to show up, and then as soon as it was 5 minutes away, then I would run down the block to go to it. I'd get home, SportsCenter would be back on. That was how I consumed content growing up. Nowadays, kids consume content differently, where they watch YouTube videos, they're on Twitter, they're on Snapchat, they're on TikTok, and Katie hits those new audiences, how back in 2007, 2008.
No, you're trying to reach out to people that like
consume it differently.
I mean, these are people who are not going to, like, to be honest with you, I mean, how many of them watch this? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a podcast, so, you know, but I don't, I do know that there are 18 to 34s that do watch this because they've told me.
Yeah.
But not in the volume that she reaches.
Yeah.
I mean, not even close.
No. So, congratulations to her. It's incredible.
It's great. I'm thrilled for her.
Yeah.
It's just a whole new way of doing it. But I do think that the one thing you can't get away from is that you still have to leave the door open for the, quote, old way of doing it.
Which there is. There's very much so an old way in.
Because you don't have a new way of doing it unless you're still doing some of the old way.
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to do it all new. Like, I don't feel like finding it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you have to be able to find it.
Along with all of the, what's it called? Along with all of the different things going on with Katie Feeney, with Luca, and all these things, another contract was signed yesterday I wanted to bring up. De'Aaron Fox signed a 4-year, $229 million max extension. A lot of money to De'Aaron Fox. He's going to get about $55 million a year, if not a little more. This is the same time they, of course, already have Mr. Dylan Harper Jr., or Dylan Harper, and they have Stephon Castle. So the Spurs now lock in De'Aaron Fox, so he's probably going to be their lead guard. My assumption is for the next couple of years, then they may trade him when Dylan Harper is ready to go. That's kind of what I see this as. Am I crazy for thinking that?
No,
because
that makes sense. I mean, look,
the general rule of thumb is a rookie guard will not win you games in the NBA. If you're Victor Wembanyama, you want to win games. De'Aaron Fox will win you games. Harper can get up to speed and then win you some games.
They traded for De'Aaron Fox.
Yes.
But they drafted Castle. They drafted Harper. They drafted Wembanyama. All right. So they have put together, to their credit, a team. Okay. They put together a team. And you're going to have to somehow add in some role players that will make sense to help you win games. But I mean that's where they are.
Yeah.
But to their credit, they've got the center. They've got they drafted the right guy in Castle, who was the NBA Rookie of the Year. Fox has always been an interesting player.
So it's interesting. Wemby's great.
No, you don't have Popovich coaching them.
No. So we'll see what the season comes for the Spurs. Into the NFL this week, of course. Football returned last week with the Hall of Fame game,
which, by the way, had their highest rating in 4 years for the Hall of Fame game. I think they had over 6 million viewers.
We got to see Trey Lance.
6 million viewers.
We got to watch Trey Lance play.
Lance?
Yeah, baby.
I mean, yeah. Now this week, more teams are playing at the end of this week. I think everybody's playing.
Everyone is week. Yeah, this is week 1. Everyone plays starting Thursday. Teams play from Thursday through Sunday. The Steelers play Saturday. They're in Jacksonville, taking on the Jags. So we'll see them in action. A lot of these games are nighttime focused. There is one game at 1 o'clock, the Giants and Bills on Saturday. The rest are 4 or 7.
Yeah.
And then on Sunday, the Dolphins play in Chicago. The Saints play in LA against the Chargers.
Yeah, I know CBS is not going to carry one until August 22nd.
Yeah.
But again, I don't have any inclination to watch any preseason games yet. Maybe the second one, maybe for a quarter.
Yes. I would like to. At some point as this goes, we're going to go through all the different NFL stuff. We have a few more weeks. Preseason's going on. Players might get injured or hurt. Or new signings may take place, or trades may happen, of course, because Terry McLaurin is still, of course, requesting a trade. So we're waiting on to see what happens with him. Trey Hendrickson reported to camp, but has not signed a contract. James Cook is holding in Buffalo.
Yeah.
So a lot of player movement still to come. When the season is 1 week away, we will discuss our full NFL breakdown. I will also have a fantasy football discussion to have with you because I will have my team ready for that. I am going for the title this year, Steve. I know you are very passionate about fantasy football, of course. Yeah.
No.
So we'll see. By the way, the Cleveland Browns, speaking of NFL teams,
they signed Huntley, I see.
They have a injury issue, of course. Deshaun Watson out for the year. Joe Flacco went injured, or all but Flacco have been injured. So Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders, Kenny Pickett, and Watson are all injured. Flacco, the 40-year-old, is the only one not injured right now. So they signed Tyler Huntley, who, of course, played with the Ravens, played with the Browns last year, signed with the Dolphins.
I mean,
he went 2-3 last year.
He was in the Pro Bowl, but it was like
it was like what it was.
18 guys had to get hurt for him to get there.
Yeah.
But he got there.
So the Browns have a billion quarterbacks. None of them are healthy. Gosh knows what's going on with them. There's a lot of interesting things going on all around the NFL with different teams, different players. The Eagles made a trade. They traded for Jacorian Bennett. They got him for Thomas Booker IV. That swap happened, of course, because the Raiders released Christian Wilkins last week,
Right.
Which I'm assuming you and Jason discussed, which is a whole lot.
No,
That's a situation
we
we're not
actually
touching.
never actually talked about it.
That is a situation we're not going to touch the 10-foot pole because
I think it's irrelevant.
it is irrelevant, and there's a lot of noise we don't have answers on. So it's all interesting when it comes to the NFL side of things, with training camps underway, with players getting ready to play. Are there any players or teams you're intrigued by right now heading into this season? We're going to get full breakdowns as we go later, of course.
I think there's no doubt Shedeur Sanders. No, I'm just kidding.
So you're not all in on Shedeur, is what I'm hearing.
They never have been.
But are there any teams that you are intrigued? You're intrigued to see how they play out.
I want to see how Green Bay plays out. There are a lot of people that think they're overrated. A few people think they're underrated. I want to see how the Dolphins play out. I want to see if the Jaguars get back to some semblance of normalcy. I mean, at least
they've been a dumpster fire.
I mean, can they win 9 games? Now, and then when you go out west, I think Denver's a team. You've got to take a long, hard look at Denver.
Bo Nix and them looked good.
But he has quietly put together Sean Payton.
Who knew? Sean Payton's a great coach.
An interesting team. I mean, it's easy to sit there and say, I can't wait to watch the Cowboys. I'm like, I don't want
Wait, you want to watch the Cowboys lose?
Well,
I do.
But that's what's interesting about certain teams or individuals.
We like to watch them lose.
And the Cowboys fall into that category.
And it brings me joy.
You have a segment of America that loves them. You know, going all the way back to Roger Staubach.
America's team.
They love them. And you have an entire segment out there that just wants to watch them on a football field crash and burn. What do both segments have in common?
They watch.
They watch. And that's why they get such great ratings.
When it comes to Penn State players playing in the NFL this coming season, you mentioned the Dolphins. Chop Robinson going into another year with them. I'm intrigued to see how he looks in year 2 now.
Yeah, no, Chop.
Excited.
I talked to Chop down at the Orange Bowl, and you know, he enjoyed it in the first season down there. And I think he's excited about what can happen for him.
He looked real good as the year went on. He got better and better.
Right.
And now he's rolling in there, and he's one of their main men down in Miami. I'm pulling up their depth chart to kind of go through that D line, but it's Chop Robinson, Jalen Phillips.
Yep.
You've got Kenneth Grant, Zach Sealer, who got a new contract for Miami, kind of in that role. You also have the linebackers of the Bradley Chubbs, Jordan Brooks, Tyrell Dodson. So he's gonna get a shot this season. Injuries happen, so he will make his way into that lineup. Excited to see how he looks.
In other words,
of course, Abdul Carter.
I mean, you want to see in the preseason how Jackson Dart plays.
Yes.
The guy nobody ever talks about is Cam Ward. I've never seen a first overall draft pick, except for the guy that the Jags drafted first overall from Georgia, the defensive end.
Javon Walker,
Right.
Trayvon Walker.
Yeah, I mean, those are the two, and he's a quarterback. But the two least talked about first overall picks in the draft.
Can I guess why? Because the Titans are expected to be a dumpster fire again? Because they don't have a great team?
But Cleveland is a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Everybody talks about Shedeur Sanders. I mean, come on.
It is. Oh boy. By the way, sitting on this team for Cam Ward, he's got an interesting offensive line. They have J.C. Latham, Lloyd Cushenberry's at center. You've got receivers, the aging Calvin Ridley, Tyler Lockett duo. They drafted Alik Iomanar and Xavier Restrepo this past draft. You've got Tyjae Spears, who I'm high on at running back, but Tony Pollard there. Who knows with them? And along with that, when it comes to players playing in preseason, can I give you the guy I'm most intrigued by?
Sure.
J.J. McCarthy. He has not played football in a year, and
he's actually going to play this
playing
weekend,
in preseason,
and he has to. I mean, this is one of those where you have to play him because you have to see what you have there.
He's taken over, and he's their new starter.
He should be able to do okay because he does have at his disposal some of the truly terrific targets out there in Jefferson, in Addison, Hawkinson, the tight end. I mean, he has
those three alone,
and an offensive line that probably can protect him.
Aaron Jones is a pretty good running back who can catch out of the backfield. They just drafted Donovan Jackson from Ohio State as another guard for him. So you have Christian Darrisaw, Donovan Jackson, Ryan Kelly, Will Freeze, and Brian O'Neill as starting offensive line. CJ Ham's a great
Will
Fries.
He played here.
Yes,
he played here.
I was not here when he played here.
I mean, he may not be Katie Feeney, but he's an NFL player.
But that is a really good offensive unit. He's got an incredible defense, like Jalen Naylor. They have as well at receiver. So, like, they've got a real team. So he's going to have some weapons,
right? And
so that should help him. This team did really well last year. Of course, we saw with Sam Darnold, and I mean, he's got the best receiver in the NFL. Like, that should help.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean,
it's a heck of a safety net.
There's no doubt he's one of the top 5 receivers in the league. It's kind of hard for me to
He's a top 5.
I always, it's like, who's the best? Like, no.
And Jordan Addison is a heck of a number 2 to have.
Really good.
Hawkinson's a great tight end. Like, he's coming in, but I'm intrigued to see how he looks. Because, again, he hasn't played in almost a year and a half. Like, he hasn't played in a while. We haven't seen him on the football field in a meaningful game.
Okay, do I think...
So...
I think he can be a good NFL quarterback. I don't think he's going to be a great NFL quarterback because I thought in college he was a good college quarterback. I didn't think he was a great college quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, he really kind of did what they needed him to do. And it's not as if I never did any J.J. McCarthy games because obviously I did. And I was like, okay.
Sure.
Right? He didn't hurt him.
And we'll see what they look like with him.
I mean, as I said, he didn't hurt them.
But that's kind of how Sam Darnold was for them last year. He didn't hurt them. The playoff game's different. But we'll see what McCarthy looks like with this Jags team.
That playoff game was a complete...
Yeah.
First of all, for them, the whole thing unraveled at Detroit.
Yes.
And suddenly now, even though you have a great record, you have to play on a neutral field in Glendale.
Yeah.
Because of the situation with the fires in Los Angeles. So the whole thing was just
And I have one more
crazy.
situation for you, by the way, quickly. Another quarterback, which I'm intrigued by. Tyler Shuck.
Your guy.
He's not my guy yet. We'll see if he becomes my guy.
You were campaigning for him in the draft.
No, I was not.
Yes, you were.
I was campaigning for no quarterback, if I remember right. I was saying let Rattler play and just tank. So now we have Tyler Shuck. The Saints have, of course.
Oh, that's right. I remember. I brought up. I remember now. I told you they were going to draft Tyler Shuck,
and I said I want no one.
And you were mad at me, and then they drafted him. And you were mad at me because I was right.
Yeah, but he's coming in there. He's got an interesting offensive line. Eric McCoy is a great center. Kelvin Banks Jr. at left tackle. Talisi Fuaga is a really good right tackle. Ruiz and Penning at guards are interesting. He's got, of course, Alvin Kamara is a pretty good running back. He's still one of the best pass catchers and runners in the NFL.
True.
You've got Chris Olave is a great receiver. Rashid Shaheed looked incredible last year. He is an incredible player. He is lightning quick. And then you have the ghost of Brandon Cooks, I guess, back in New Orleans, the place he was drafted. And Juwan Johnson and Taysom Hill at tight end.
Yeah.
But we'll discuss the Saints more another time, Steve. But I have a lot of questions, which we'll have to answer at some point. And you'll probably laugh at me as I say them, and I'm confused.
Let me put it this way. When it comes to questions about the Saints, the question is going to be primarily who's actually going to go to the games.
Thank you for listening to Sports Talk with Steve Jones, a 7 Mountain Media production. Come back at 11 every weekday for analysis of the latest happening in the sports landscape. From college football to European soccer, Steve and Kyle cover it all on Sports Talk with Steve Jones.